Hi friends! Laura here. I'm here to start a new reading vlog. It's actually Sunday, and I don't normally start my reading vlogs on Sunday because I try to do like weekly reading vlogs and then weekend reading vlogs. But this reading vlog is a little bit ambitious, so I decided to start it a day earlier in hopes that I can actually finish all 5 books on my TBR. So, this reading vlog I'm going to be posting in early January. So you guys will be seeing this already. It's 2021. I hope 2021 looks better than 2020 looks right now. But I am going to tackle some of my most anticipated 2021 reads that I actually already have access to. So I'm going to kind of go through them. I also am doing the How to Build a Snowman challenge on TBR and Beyond Reading Group. I do it every single month. They always have like a fun reading challenge. And you get points and you can win prizes. So I am doing that. So I have a couple of books on this TBR. Some of them are e-arcs and some of them are physical books. I'm going to talk about the e-arcs first because I think I'm going to start those first. So the first book I'm going to read is You Have a Match by Emma Lord. I think that's the title, but here's a picture. It is called You Have a Match. So this is her second contemporary novel she's ever wrote. I adored Tweet Cute, and I'm probably going to make Tweet Cute one of my first reads of 2021 because I loved it that much, and it's a fun, quick, fast-paced read. So definitely going to add that to my TBR. But this follows a girl who goes to summer camp where she winds up meeting her half-sister. Romance, hilarity, and I'm sure drama ensues. And it was kind of pitched as like a Parent Trap version of it. Sounds super cool. I can't wait to read it. I love Emma Lord's writing. So again, really excited for this one. To depart a little bit and go into the thriller category, I also have The Project by Courtney Summers, which is a really intense thriller. But here's a picture. Her first book, Sadie, is still on my TBR. I think I'm going to try to pick up the audiobook again. I listened to it at some point a couple years ago, and then I just put it down, which is upsetting because I really liked it. Um, I think the reason I put it down, the audiobook is really, really good. And the character stutters in the audiobook, and I used to stutter, and it was giving me like flashbacks of myself stuttering. So I think I'm just going to have to just listen to the audiobook and kind of be okay with that. But it sounds awesome, and I really, really like it. It's very, very like puts you in the character's head. But this one has to do with cults, and her sister gets like sucked into a cult, and I've heard amazing things. So I want to get around to reading that. That is one it's definitely I'm intrigued by, especially with all the recent drama of the NXIVM cult that has been happening in recent years. I really want to add that to my TBR and tackle it. And then here are a couple of physical reads. Lore by Alexandra Bracken is one of my most highly anticipated reads for 2021. This has to do with Greeks and mythology. It sounds so awesome. I read like the first like 30 pages, I think. And I remember she said on her somewhere that she said that you should definitely have to read the whole book because those 30 pages did change dramatically. So I really hope to make this a read this week as well, so I can kind of give you guys my thoughts. And the next one is, I think I'm going to need a lighter read, is Wild Lore, The Accidental Apprentice by Amanda Foody. This is just a sweet-hearted middle grade novel, and, you know, I'll just read you guys a little back. When Barkley accidentally bonds with a magical beast, he must set off on a quest to the woods, setting things right in this funny, exciting adventure for fans of Nevermore and How to Train Your Dragon. So, again, it's just a sweet, lighthearted middle grade book, and I think I'm going to need it when I'm reading a lot of heavy, intense reads. And the last physical read I would love to tackle is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Now, the reason I'm putting this in this reading vlog is because book 2 has not come out yet in America. It is out in England. That's how I got this copy, but it's not out in America yet. So this will, and I don't know when it's coming out. I feel like it's coming out in April or May. But this is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and this is one where she kind of develops a podcast. I heard this book was not as good as the first one, but I love podcast books, so I hope that I enjoy it. So, and I'm also listening to 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Alston, which is going to be my audiobook until I finish it. And then I'll kind of talk about what I plan on listening next. But I'm going to go get ready to go to yoga. I'm probably going to run some errands in town, and then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to read all day like I did yesterday, which was excellent. I also, last night, I did wind up watching Noelle on Disney Plus with Hannah Kendrick, and I love that movie. It was so cute. It came out last year on Disney Plus, and I just never got around to watching it. I do definitely have to watch The Prom, finish The Prom tonight. That's definitely what I do, but I still have a lot of YouTube videos that I want to catch up on. So I will check in with you guys after I hopefully finish 10 Blind Dates and start the Emma Lord book. So talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. I did wind up reading about a chapter of the book by Emma Lord. I can never remember the title of it, but I did want to read a chapter. I don't feel confident enough to give you guys like an assessment yet. I will say there is a lot of food in like the first chapter, and I'm really intrigued. There's a romance, there's a potential romance I'm already intrigued in. There's best friend elements. I'm intrigued already. I also did wind up finishing 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston as I was like running my errands. I love that book. And the companion book is going to follow Olivia, Sophie's cousin. So I'm really excited for that when it comes out in May, and I will definitely be pre-ordering that one because I definitely need that in my collection. But yeah, so I am going to go for a bike ride. It's a beautiful day here, and we don't get that many beautiful days like in this time of year, so I'm going to kind of take advantage of it. I also did download the Taylor Swift's new album, so I think I'm just going to kind of listen to that as I'm kind of bike riding around. And when I come back, I'm just going to read for the rest of the day. I'm going to dive into my book by Emma Lord. I have 135 YouTube videos to watch, as I said yesterday, or my last reading vlog. I felt a little bit farther behind than I wanted to. But yeah, that's kind of my plans for today, and I guys will take you along for the ride. Bye. Guys, Laura here, I'm back. It's 1:26. I did go for my bike ride. I did want to finish listening to Evermore, the whole CD, which really enjoy it, by the way. But I did also finish the first chapter in You Have a Match by Emma Lord, and this is just a fun read. Basically follows this girl. Oh, what's her name? I think her name is Abby. I feel like it's Abby. Yeah, Abby. And she winds up signing up for a DNA match, like kind of like heritage.com or those match kits where you kind of like test your DNA, because her best friend, who she has a massive crush on, wants to find out what happens to his parents are, because he's adopted. And they wind up getting their matches back, and she winds up identifying with one that's her full-blooded sister. And that's all the part I got to. I know that other stuff happens in the summary, but I always like Emma Lord's writing. She's always fun. She's always captivating. She always builds such fun relationships. And this is just a really, really great read. So I'm going to go back to reading. I am watching my YouTube videos that I've been like so far behind on, which that's good. But yeah, I'll update you guys when I read a few more chapters. I know that a summer camp comes to play like midway through this book, so I'm excited to get to that. But I really do like Abby and Leo as a character. Leo's like one of my favorite names for characters, and he's just fun. He's a baker, and also super ironically, I just finished reading Chasing Lucky, and Josie was a photographer, and so is Abby as well. But Abby is a little bit different than Josie right off the bat, but it's just so fun. I love I love like romances that build from friendship, because I said this before in like a couple of other reads I read recently. I feel like there's more buy-in for relationships like that, and I could definitely see me really liking Luke and Abby. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading. I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. Hey guys, Laura here, I'm back. It's almost 3 o'clock. I did wind up reading to page 16%, which is chapter 5, and You Have a Match. This book is really a unique premise. I kind of teased it a little bit, but basically you follow this girl named Abby. She winds up doing like one of those DNA tests. She finds out she has a full-blooded sister that her parents gave up for adoption like a year before she was born. And she you know, she's the oldest. She has 3 younger brothers. This kind of like shocked her. You know, her parents didn't tell her anything. And she's also struggling a lot in school. So her parents are trying to push her to go to this academic summer camp. And her sister is like so different from her. Very like type A. She's an Instagram influencer, and they're just really, really different. She is like very, very much more laid back. She likes photography. She doesn't like getting into fights with people, which is my dream in life. Like I don't like confrontation. I don't like arguments. I'm very much like Abby in that way. But then she also have this drama with her best friend, who's a boy named Leo, who she likes and he likes. They had a situation happen, which she's not telling you what the situation is, that's making things really awkward between them. And he's the reason she signed up for this test. But I just love their, like, them meeting because they're so different, and you could tell that right off the bat that they're related. They're full brothers, sisters, but they look alike, but they really have nothing in common. So, yeah. I also like that she is struggling in school. That's a trope I don't always see in contemporary novels, like, at all. Like, I normally kids, are fine in school or they're overachievers. That's not Abby's life, and I like that because I think some kids are not that strong in school, and sometimes it's good to see characters that struggle. I do like that she's in photography. They also have some grief elements. She lost her grandpa a year ago, and she's kind of dealing with that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I said this before. I love Emma Lord's writing. It really captures me from like page one. And yeah, so back to reading I go. I am making my progress on my YouTube videos. I'm getting closer to December. I started at October. That's how far back I had to go to catch up. But yeah, so I'm going to go read a little bit more, and I'll update you guys when I read a couple more chapters. I normally update you guys like every 50 pages, but it's kind of hard to do it in this format because I don't know how many pages I'm actually reading. But I'll update you guys when I get up to chapter like 7 probably. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hi guys, Laura here. I'm back. It's about 4 o'clock. I did wind up reading one more chapter in You Have a Match by Emma Lord. They're finally getting to like the summer camp element of it, so I'm excited to see that. And it's so funny because what happens in this book is something I have had happened my whole life. So basically, like, she's going to join her best friend at camp, the guy she likes, and her sister like works there, so her sister has had connections with all these people, and her two worlds are sort of colliding now. And I think that that's like a situation that I've seen happen in my own life, like when my friends like meet each other sometimes, and like, or my family, my friends will meet each other, and sometimes it goes horribly wrong, sometimes it actually goes really, really well. It just sort of depends. But she's kind of dealing with the balance of like, are these people going to get along, and then she's feeling like her best friend knows her potential sister better than she does. So, but there is one video I do want to film. So I'm going to film my review, looking back at my goals and rewards. I mean, my goals for 2020, which was just a weird year. So I want to kind of film that. I'm really putting off filming some bigger videos because I just am afraid of like, I'm just afraid of like finding a read in the next 2 weeks that like I want to include on these lists. So I'm kind of putting off, and I also like want my book wrap up videos to be a little bit more accurate. So I'm trying to put off filming a little bit, but I might just decide to like do some videos. We'll see. But I definitely want to film my recap goals, and then I'm going to start thinking about what I want to do. I might film one more other video tonight for the series I want to start in 2021. That might be a video I can film because I know what's on my TBR right now, and none of them are series starters. So that actually might be a good video to film. But definitely want to film one video. But yeah, so that's my plan. I'm going to go film that video, and then I'm definitely going to keep reading tonight. I'm like 25% done with that book. I really like it. It's super fun. Definitely like a good summer read. I would probably read it in the summer if I'm gonna reread it again, which I probably will. I'll probably do like an Emma Lord reread next year because she's fun. I'm going to an event for her that's being hosted at the Strand. I miss book events so much. I used to go to book events like once a month because I worked in the city and there was like a lot of bookstores there. And then with COVID and coronavirus and everything else, everything kind of got shut. And I've been trying to remember to go book events, but it's just harder to like organize everything, which it should not be harder because I'm home. I'm not like doing anything, but alas. So I'm going to go film my recap video, and then I'm going to see what time it is. And then I'll probably go back to reading, but I'll update you guys in between. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. And Laura here, checking back in. Sorry I didn't update last night. I had a really, really bad headache after I filmed a few videos for BOOKMas, and I just literally watched the end of Prom, watched the movie Black Beauty on Disney Plus, and fell asleep. And I woke up this morning to no YouTube, no Google, no Gmail. I'm happy it got fixed before school because that would have sucked, and then we would have had to like push everything back, but it got fixed. It's so weird that it happened, but we're all safe, happy, and well, which is good. But I did, between work, I did wind up listening to a little bit of You Have a Match by Emma Lord. I still didn't choose an audiobook today I just didn't get around to choosing it. But I'll probably have one tomorrow. I hate Mondays because Mondays I'm always like so tired because like I stay up later on the weekends. But I'm still on page 26% in You Have a Match. I read about maybe like a chapter during work. But basically, the secrets that Abby has been keeping from her best friend are starting to unravel now that they're at camp together. So she's at camp. She's at this camp with her best friend, her full-blooded sister who she's never met, and some other people. And it's just a fun read. I'm really enjoying it. I definitely want to tackle a little bit more of it today. My dad said we were gonna work out. I'm unsure if that's actually gonna happen, but that was the plan. I started a new like leg workout today on Daily Burn. It's not sponsored or anything. I'm just using it because our gyms are closed and I don't foresee me going back to a gym until I am in school with a vaccine. So whenever that will happen, I'll probably go back to the gym at that point. But yeah, so that's my plan. I do hope to read a lot tonight. I'm hoping that that will happen. But I also want to choose my next audio book, and I'm just not sure what it is. I might look up to see if I can take one of those reads from my TBR and see if I can maybe on my top 10 reads of the year list and see if maybe I can add that. But I also want to read, I also want to listen to the second Eldest Curse book with Magnus and Alex. So I don't know. I'm still kind of deciding. My dad said we were going to work out. So if we do work out, I'll probably listen to a little bit of that. And I might ride the bike today. It depends. But I am going to go organize myself a little bit, make sure everything's all pleasant and organized for the evening. And then I'm probably just going to go get some dinner. And then I'll check in with you guys when I'm ready to start reading for the evening. Bye, guys. Sorry, hair. Definitely have a little bit more of a headache than I would like, but that always happens on a Monday when I stay up really, really late the 2 nights before. But I did wind up reading about a couple of chapters of the book I'm reading by Emma Lord. I can never remember the title. You Have a Match? I think that's the book title. But it definitely screams to me like Parent Trap vibes, like in a lot of different ways, not just like you meet your sister at camp, but a lot of other ways, especially like the pranks that are happening. These girls are so different, but there's also a lot more characters in this book than I was like expecting. There's like 2 characters that it may become like a love triangle. So I find love triangles to be sometimes a little bit, I struggle a little bit with them because I always pick the wrong character and my character never like wins. Like she never falls for the character I choose, but I do like the character. I always love Emma Lord's writing. But since I have a little bit of a headache, and I know I'm not gonna be focused, I'm just gonna try to read a little bit of my unlocked book, which is book 8.5 in the Keeper of the Lost City series. It's just like a world building of the world, and I wanted to read this before the end of the year, so I'm just gonna try to read a little bit as I'm waiting for. I'm watching today. They certified the electoral college victory of our next president. So I was watching that. So I think I'm just gonna read this as a little bit of background noise, and then I'm probably gonna watch some TV, and not read a lot tonight just because I have a little bit of a headache. But I will update you guys if I feel like I need to. But I'm definitely going to pick an audiobook tomorrow. I think it's probably gonna be I don't even know. I'm gonna pick it tomorrow because I wanted something to listen to in the background. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit of Unlocked, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. It's Lori here. I'm back. I did actually wind up finishing work. I worked out. I went for a quick walk. I got my steps in, which made me happy. But I actually wound up reading up to page about chapter 17 in You Have a Match. I really am liking this book. It's definitely like a slower paced read. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of secrets being kept. I wonder what this book would have been like if it was both characters' point of view, because it's only Abby's and you get pieces of Savvy. It does really remind me of The Parent Trap. You have these 2 girls that don't get along, and Abby keeps pulling pranks on her sister because she thinks her sister's out to get her. But then there's also like the underlying mystery of why Savvy was given up for adoption, why they kept Abby, why they had the other kids, how these families are connected. So I'm really intrigued in that part of it. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do some filming or like at least organize myself to film, but I went for a walk and it kind of threw my afternoon off. So that's my plan. I'm going to charge my Kindle for a little bit and try to read a little bit more. Later on today, I really was not feeling my best today. I had a bit of a headache and I didn't really do a lot, but I do want to try to make a bit more progress on this. We also got an email that stuff's going to change again for school, which don't know what that means. It means it's going to change Monday. We don't know if that means like we're going back. I doubt we're going back in person so soon, but whenever stuff changes, it makes me nervous because like I have such a carefully organized system. So like I'm hopeful it's not a big change, but it's always slightly concerning when it is a change. So, all right, I'm going to go set up what I have to film for this week for BOOKMas and see what videos ideas I have, and I will report back when I'm about to start reading again. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. It's about 5:30. I did wind up reading about to page 50% done, which page numbers don't really mean anything in a New York. But I'm on chapter 18. This is definitely following a Parent Trap vibe. But the one thing I do like in this book that I didn't spy in her first one is there is a very big group of character and like friends that she kind of worked her way in because she winds up going to camp where her best friend worked to meet up with her sister. But then you encounter Abby kind of meeting up with Leo, the guy she likes, and their group of best friends, and that's something that really reminds me of like Morgan Matson's writing. Morgan Matson in some of her reads wrote like super fun friendship groups, like in The Unexpected Everything. I love that friendship group so much. The same with Emma Lord, who wrote The Start of Me and You, that had a really, really solid friendship group. So this, and also The Unlikelies was like a developing friendship group. But I love friendship groups so much because you kind of have, and this is like a different one because like, again, but it's so realistic because when you go to a summer camp, you have your summer friends and then you have your like school friends. So her world's kind of colliding. I said that earlier in the reading vlog. But then like they're still solving this mystery about why Savvy was given up for adoption. So that's still a mystery that's at the heart of it. And there was some pranking at the start of it, which is still my favorite moment in The Parent Trap. I love when they're pranking each other. That was like hysterical moments. The pranks in this were a little bit less like dramatic, but it was so fun. So I'm gonna go back to reading, and there's also a lot of LGBTQ representation in this book as well. There was some in Tweet Cute, which I really liked. I actually really, really want to reread that book in 2021, but still a really, really good read. I'm going to go back to reading this and see if I can make a little bit more progress. Again, my reading is a little bit behind this week because I didn't feel that great yesterday with headaches and stuff. So I'm going to go back to reading, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Hey guys, Laura here. Just checking back in. It's about 7 o'clock. I did wind up reading up to chapter 25, which is about 65% done in You Have a Match. It's getting really interesting. It's definitely veering off of like the switch, like the Parent Trap theme, but I'm so intrigued to figure out the end of the mystery. I will admit the pacing in this book is like a little bit awkward. I just think the structure is like, they have massive time jumps, like 2 weeks or like a week or a couple of days. It's not, again, this is an arc. This is from NetGalley. So I feel like some of that stuff might get fixed up in formatting. Like maybe they'll say a week later or a couple of days later. That's the only part of this that like framework wise, I'm like, well, when did that happen? How long ago was from that last minute? But other than that, I'm really intrigued. I'm gonna try to read like until about 8 o'clock, and then I'll probably put down my book and I'm probably gonna go watch some TV. But yeah, I really am liking it. I'm intrigued to see what the mystery is. I'm excited to see like what happened to these parents. Why was Savvy given? I mean, we know why Savvy was given up for adoption, but I want to know like what happened after that. Like, I feel like I'm still missing a big part of this story and why these families don't like each other now. So I'm gonna go back to reading and I'll update you guys if I feel like I need to do another update. I'll probably do a couple more, but we'll see. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hey book lovers, Laura here. I'm back. It's actually the next day. It's the 17th of December. I wasn't feeling my best yesterday. I just wasn't. I had a headache and I didn't really feel my best. That tends to happen if I like stare at a computer and I don't drink enough water. Don't drink enough water. That is my biggest problem in my life. Don't drink enough water. So I was really like, but I did wind up finishing You Have a Match by Emma Lord. I really like that book. I don't think it's my favorite of her 2 books out. I think I still prefer Tweet Cute. But I like the concept. I like what the author was doing. I like the focus on found friendship and like friendship dynamics growing and changing and altering. I really like the romance. I thought there was some like pacing issues that like, the plot or the pacing of the story was sometimes a little bit off, and there would be like time jumps that weren't like reflected in like, oh, like, a week later. So that stuff was like a little bit confusing. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I wound up giving it like a 4-star read. But yesterday was literally like a movie marathon. I finished watching Work It, which was a Netflix movie starring Sabrina Carpenter and Jordan Fisher, which was all about dancing, which I thought was adorable. And then I thought I also watched Find the Beat, which is another dance movie starring Sophia Carson, and the little kids in that movie just made me so happy. So that was another one I really liked. And then I started rewatching Sarah Burgess is a Loser, which I watched like a couple of years ago, and I love Noah Centineo and Shannon Purser. So that was actually really, really fun. I actually got to watch that. We didn't get as much snow. We got like 5 inches, which is still a lot. I don't think that they would have actually had school if we were in person, but we're not, so we're still learning online. But I did decide that I am going to start The Project by Courtney Summers. This is a book that has to do with cult. I literally read like 1 page, but I did want to come in here and pop in. I also last night didn't wind up working out or doing anything, so I definitely want to do that tonight. Today's Thursday. I just got observed in one of my classes, which is always exciting. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to check in and say that I'm going to go try to read for like 30 minutes. I have to teach in like another 30 minutes, but I want to at least start The Project, and I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts. But I literally read like 2 pages, so don't feel comfortable giving you guys my thoughts, but I will update you guys when I can. Bye.
Hey guys, Lori here. I am back. It's about 4:40 actually. I'm still in the process of reading chapter 1 of The Project. I will say this book is like a lot to take in. So I'm going to kind of preface it by saying this book time jumps a lot. There's a lot of different years. There's 2 main characters. One is called Lo and one is called B. B is the older sister and Lo is the little sister. And the book starts off with B, becoming a big sister. You see her mom and her dad go to the hospital. They have the baby. Lo was very, very sick when she was born. She was born early. And that's like the first chapter. And then you kind of flash forward to Lo like a couple of years later, and she's working she's working as like a secretary. And the person that she's working for, this man comes in who's a friend of his, and previously she wound up witnessing the death of his son. And when she witnessed his death on like a on like a subway platform, he said her name and he said her a Bible verse. And then later she realizes that he's a part of the group that her sister B is in, this cult called The Project. So now you're kind of going back to the past and the present, kind of seeing these characters develop. You're seeing Lo and B after their parents were killed. So you're seeing them at very, very specific moments of their life. It's really interesting. Like, her books are really interesting, really intriguing. I read half of Sadie and didn't want to get around to finishing it. It is going to be on my 2021 TBR for audiobooks for sure. But yeah, I feel like I want to like read a little bit more. The first chapter is literally like an hour and a half long. So I'm going to probably try to read like a little bit more and see like where we're going. I know she is trying to solve a mystery. I know that. And this boy's death, she believes, is kind of based from this organization, or this organization may have led it. It really does remind me of the NXIVM cult, which I've just spent like 2 weeks doing some video research on. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading. I'm gonna watch one of my true crime videos. I'm feeling so much better today. So much better. Really have to hydrate. It's the biggest recommendation I will tell you if you are working from home. You're staring at a computer all day. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. That is what I'm going to try to get better at, because it really messed with my system yesterday. But back to reading I go, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. It's almost 6 o'clock. I have about 42 minutes left in this chapter. These chapters are incredibly long, which I don't mind right now because I'm commuting. I mean, I'm not commuting, but like this is a long chapter. It does have chapter breaks, but I've said this before. I like to especially when I'm commuting, I like to have shorter chapters. So like if I have to get off a train unexpectedly, I can pause my reading and come back in a good spot, but these chapters are long. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try to read another chapter, which is 42 minutes according to this. I'm going to finish watching 2 YouTube videos I'm in the middle of watching, and then I'm just going to kind of dive in and finish watching my Netflix features I was in the middle of. I was kind of rewatching a couple and watching a few other ones. So I'm in the middle of watching Sarah Burgess is a Loser with Shannon Purser and Noah Santiago. Santiago? I forgot. I don't know how to say his name, but he's so cute. And I was in the middle of watching another one with him that I never finished, and I still need to watch To All the Boys I Loved Before. So, all right, I'm gonna go read a little bit more. I am really enjoying this. It's getting interesting. I feel like there's a lot of background information that I don't know between Lo and B. A lot of information. Because this book takes place over years and decades and stuff. A lot has happened, and I haven't been informed yet, but I am intrigued enough to keep reading. So that's what I'm gonna do. Wait, Laura here. I'm back. It's about 6:30. Actually, I realized that I was reading this book wrong, so it's set into parts, and then every couple of pages or chapters, I guess, you have a different section that's broken into years. I'm intrigued. I'm not sure. I'm intrigued. It's a mystery, you could definitely tell. There's a lot of elements. You follow both characters at different points. So you follow B in the past in 2012, and then you follow Lo in the future, which is set probably after 2016, because that they talk about Trump's presidency in here a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And it's very interesting. I'm intrigued. Doesn't have a podcast element to it like Sadie did, but I'm definitely intrigued. So I'm going to try to read a little bit more. Again, these sections are 3 hours, so I probably won't, I'm definitely not going to finish it, but I'll probably read until the next break, and then I'll check in with you guys. I really do want to go watch Sarah Burgess, so I'm going to probably do that, but I want to finish watching my video that I'm watching from Brookish Realm, which is her December TBR. My goal is before the end of December to watch all of their book videos that I have to catch up on, because I have a lot. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll update you guys when I stop reading for the evening. Bye. Guys, Lori here. I'm back. I did actually wind up getting to a stopping point for the project. It's a very book that's super captivating, so I'm honestly expecting to tackle it over the weekend, if not tomorrow. But I really didn't get any filming or work done this week for BOOKMas, so we also did figure out the changes for school, so I'm going to kind of focus on that during work tomorrow and kind of have another weekend where I can kind of just devote to filming and stuff. And I think what I'm going to do, well, I'll kind of talk about that in my reading vlog, but I think I'm going to devote one day to filming and one day to finishing my Christmas crafts, because I still have to do that. But I'm less stressed out about finishing my Christmas crafts because I'm not going to see anyone to give them their Christmas crafts. So, but I do want to get that done. So tomorrow, well, I'll check in with you guys in the morning, and I'll let you know if I get any reading done. I also am going to probably watch a couple of movies tonight and just kind of decompress. But yeah, but I am really liking the project. I'm happy that I started it. It's definitely feeding into my NXIVM vibe that I've been feeling, because I've been watching the documentaries, which is about a cult, and ever since I watched that Boy Meets World episode back in 1999, I have been really fascinated with cults. I'm also a psych major, and I just find that stuff to be super interesting and super fascinating. But it's a book. It's a book that's very, very interesting, and it focuses on sisters. I know Sadie focused on sisters. These two sisters are a little bit older. Lo's 19, and B is 23, so they're definitely older. They're on the older side of YA, but I'm really intrigued to keep reading. I might actually wind up reading a little bit later in the evening at 9 or 10 when I'm done for the night, but I just really want to go watch a couple of my movies. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Guys, Lori here. I'm back. I will admit, I didn't get a lot of reading done today because, again, it's the Friday before our Christmas break, so I was trying to get as much stuff done as I can. And I do have, like, I don't know where all my books are, but I do have a laundry list of, like, errandy stuff that I want to try to get done today, so this weekend I can kind of relax and decompress a bit and not worry about it. I do have to make some calendars because I'm a little bit behind on my Christmas crafting. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go get changed to film some Bookmas videos. And I'm just going to kind of put on some like shows in the background that I've seen like a bunch of times, like Julie and the Phantoms and Prom the Musical, because I've watched them a bunch, and maybe some I don't know. I'm kind of deciding what I want to watch or listen to. But I do have to do some Instagram stuff. I have to do some Bookmas stuff. I want to start doing my planner prep. And yeah, so that's kind of my plan of attack. I think when I'm done with all of this stuff, I'll kind of know what the rest of my weekend's gonna look like. It's still pretty early. It's like 2:00. I just got done with work and we don't have a meeting, but I really need to start planning the end of my Bookmas videos out because I have still a lot to film, and I'm hoping that I can like make some videos that I can actually film now and not wait. That's kind of the goal, because I do know during Christmas break, that week I have off, I do want to spend a little bit of time prepping for my next couple of units for the year. The problem with this year is everything is so up in the air, and so like we don't know what's going to happen really. So I'm just trying to have a bunch of duckies in rows in case we do stay fully remote, in case we don't stay fully remote. So I want to have all my ducks in a row. So I have some options. But all right, I'm going to go get ready. I'm going to go do my Instagram stuff that I haven't done all day, do my blog stuff. And when I'm done with a majority of these things on this list, I'll kind of check back in with you guys and see where we're at. Last night I did finish watching Sarah Burgess is a Loser, which I really, really liked. It's a rewatch. I rewatched The Perfect Date with Noah Centineo and Laura Marano, which again I haven't seen before, but I thought it was super cute. And then I started watching Saving Zoe, which is a darker YA mystery thriller starring Laura Marano and her sister Vanessa Marano. And I started watching that. I didn't get to finish it though. So yeah, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to do my stuff, put some music on. I might listen to some Lore by Taylor Swift. We'll see. Not Lore. Evermore. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys when I make some progress on my to-do list, because right now I've done nothing. Bye guys. Right here. It's about 7:24. I just want to actually planning out the rest of my Bookmas videos. I'm still kind of undeciding if I'm going to add a couple more days to Bookmas or if I'm just going to continue the content into the end of like January, which I actually might do because I have a couple of weeks left in January. I'm only going up till January 20th, so I might do my last couple of Bookmas videos just the tail end of the month, so I'll have some more content for you guys. But I am here to wrap up this reading vlog. I was able to finish reading You Have a Match by Emma Lord, which was such a fun contemporary read. I definitely think I still prefer Tweet Cute over You Have a Match, but it was such a fun read. And I read a little bit of The Project by Courtney Summers, but I'm definitely going to dive more into that in my next reading vlog because I'll have a little bit more time to devote to that. But yeah, I'm glad. I hope these vlogs are interesting. I really don't do much due to COVID and quarantine, but I am having a lot of fun keeping you guys updated on my day-to-day life. So I will see you guys for my next reading vlog. You're probably seeing this in 2020. I hope you guys are staying safe and being well. Bye, guys.